Hi friends, it's me, Tia, and today I'm going to show you my 2021 reading journal setup and also my pages for January 2021 as well. So my yearly spreads as well as what I'm doing in January. I have posted most of this over on Instagram, and I had a couple of requests for me to do flip throughs, so I decided to go ahead and do that over here on BookTube. But if you are interested in seeing any of those pictures, then be sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue to do monthly flip throughs on my channel or if I will just do updates over on Instagram. You let me know what you are more interested in seeing. I am certainly willing to do flip throughs at the end of the month to show you what my pages look like when they are filled in, or if you want to do pages at the beginning of the month, just let me know. I really enjoy doing a bullet journal, and so I'm fine with sharing it. Last year I did start a bullet journal and I sort of lost track of it. I don't know what you want to call it. When COVID happened, I sort of stopped doing planning the way I had been doing at the end of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, so my planner videos were not very consistent. Well, obviously, I just stopped doing them last year. Well, first, let me just show you some of the supplies that I use in my planner. I just use this regular Bic pencil. This one is a 0.7 millimeter pencil, which I think is just the standard Bic pencil. It works perfectly fine. You don't have to buy any like expensive pencil. I mean, I guess if you want to be a professional, then you could, but I'm not a professional. Also, I love micron pens. I actually went to art school and got a degree in fine art with a major in interior design, and micron pens is what we always used. I had them in multiple thicknesses. My favorite one is the 03. I think it is perfect for outlining and writing fine lettering. If you find that you need to write even finer than this, you can certainly buy a 01, but those are harder for me to use for some reason, so I stick with the 03. I mostly just use Crayola Super Tips. They come in a huge pack that has a whole variety of different colors, which makes it really easy for choosing colors for layouts. These work really well, and I've used them for about 3 years in my planners. I also just recently got some Tombow brush pens. They're something that I have been wanting to try out and try to learn how to hand letter. I used it a couple times so far in here, and honestly, I am not good at hand lettering yet. There is something about like the strokes that I just haven't mastered, but I'm planning on working on that in 2021. And then of course I just have a regular old pink eraser for erasing mistakes. So okay, this year I decided to get a Scribbles That Matter bullet journal. It's a dot grid journal, and it comes in this little case, little box case. It's a hard case, and I went with the purple option. The Scribbles That Matter come in, I'm not sure how many different colors, but a variety of colors, so you can choose your favorite. And other than black, purple is my favorite color, so that's the color that I went with. The Scribbles That Matter journal actually has been working very well for me. I find that this paper is thicker than some other journals that I have used in the past, including the Moleskine. I think that the Scribbles That Matter paper is better than that paper, and it hasn't been showing bleed throughs the way that my other journals were showing in the past. So this journal comes with a pen. This is a 04 pen, black ink pen, which has been really helpful. But like I said, I do still prefer the 03 to the 04, but that's just a personal preference. I hope this video works out. So at the beginning of Scribbles That Matter, they do leave a place for a color code and a bullet code if that's something that you are interested in filling in. Oh wait, okay, so the very first page has a place for you to write your name or title and the date you started this and the date you ended it. Obviously I have not done that yet. I don't know if I will or not, maybe. And then it has a key code, which I haven't used. I don't really have a need for that, and an index for you to write what you're using each page for. I haven't used that either, and I probably will not. More pages of index. And then the other thing I want to show you on this journal is that at the back of here, they have a pen test page, and it's only one page. I wish that there was more than one page for pen test, because as you can see, I only just started this a couple of weeks ago doing my yearly spreads, and I've almost filled up the pen test page. Yeah, I pen test every single thing, and sometimes I pen test handwriting before I actually write it down on my page. So, and then this right here is just a pocket if you want to stick some stuff in. Okay, so let's look at my yearly spreads that I have already started. The first one that I have in here is just a title page for the year. I decided to just make a little saying here that I wanted for my year whenever I open this up, to be able to tell myself that this year I am making joy a priority in every aspect of my life. In 2020, I made some choices on some stuff in my reading life that did not bring me joy, and ended up really bringing down my overall reading year, and it made me feel a little bit I don't know what the word is with BookTube, dissatisfied with BookTube and dissatisfied with the books that I was reading. And so I want to remind myself to make sure to bring joy to reading, as well as every other aspect. Remind myself to spend more time with my kids and my husband, and anyway, just every aspect of my life I need to choose joy for sure, instead of choosing things that are just going to upset me, that are unnecessary upsetments, if that makes any sense. Okay, then over here I have my reading goals for 2021. I am not putting any personal goals in this bullet journal. It's just strictly for reading. And I've already done a video on my goals, and I'll link it down below if you haven't seen it. But on this side, I have my 5 big goals. My main goal, which I didn't write on here, is just that I want to read my own dang books. And so these goals I have here are ones that support that main goal. And then over here I have the top 8 backlist books that I own on my physical TBR that I want to get to in 2021, and I also have a video for these. If you would like to see that, I will link it as well. Then the next page is a blank bookshelf for my 2021 reads. I just plan on filling these in as I go and writing the title. I'm hoping to do the spines as close to the spine color of the book as of the book that I read on the bookshelf, so it will be a pretty colorful bookshelf when I get done. I did not include 150 books on this shelf, so if I get to 150, which I'm planning on doing, I will just add a little insert right here. And if you're interested in seeing that when I get that far, I can certainly show you how I plan on doing that, but that won't happen for several months. The next page is my Goodreads challenge. This had enough spaces to add 154 boxes, so I'm just going to color in each square as I read a book. I just have seen other people doing this on Instagram and like the way it looks, and decided to do one for myself this year. If I get past 154, I'm not sure. I probably won't add in another page to this one, because really this is just to track my goal to get to 150, so it doesn't really matter to me if I, read more than 150 and I don't have space for it on here. It's not going to bother me. Then I have my series trackers pages, multiple pages. So this is the same tracker that I did last year in my old bullet journal, if you were following me back then. Only last year I think I did like a pastel colors, and this year I did the bright colors. But I just list each series and the top colored in box, and then each book listed below that with a little box for a check mark as I read that series. These are series that I am already started, and hoping to make progress on this year. And then up here I just have a little pennant banner that says series tracker on it, and I did make multiple of these pages. 3 of them are already filled in with series that I have started, and then this one is halfway done, and I did leave space for one more for series that I might start in 2021. I'm always starting new series, so I didn't want to run out of space for that. Then after that, I have a huge checklist of my physical TBR books. So these are in here by author's last name. I listed out every single book that I own with the title and the author's name, with a little box for a check mark for me to be able to check this off. I'm hoping to get through a ton of these, and there are a ton of pages of this. So yeah, this is just how big my TBR is. I made them all different colors. There's a lot. And I also have one in here for NetGalley and Kindle. Okay, so here are my Kindle unread books right here. I have 3 pages of Kindle unread books listed the same way. And then my NetGalley backlog. These are books that were published before 2021. I know it's sort of embarrassing how many I have, so we'll just speed past that. Okay, then after that, I have my year at a glance calendar. This has every month written on here with 2021 at the top, and then I put lines underneath each month to be able to highlight the things that have going on in the month. That way I can write them down if I know them in advance of starting that month's spread in my bullet journal, because I won't do, you know, that month's spread until a week before the month start. But if I know something 2 months in advance or 3 months in advance, then I want to have a place to keep track of it, and this is what that is for. So far I already have my NetGalley things written on the top up here. I only have NetGalleys up till April. I have one in April, so I have those written down. I have some buddy reads. Sorry, I just had a brain fart for a moment. I have buddy reads written in so far, and I also have the prompt for the buzzword readathon written down on each month, so that way I can keep track of that without having to constantly go back to that announcement video. I have those all written down. So I am anticipating this being extremely helpful, because yeah, I always lose track of things. Like, I already have a buddy read that I'm planning on doing in March, and I'm glad I have a space to write it down so I won't forget that. Then after this, I have a couple more yearly spreads. This side is my monthly book count. So I have from 2 to 22 on the left hand side, and underneath I just have the first initial of the month, and I will just color in how many books I read each month, so that at the end of the year I will be able to compare which months I read the most and which months I read the least. I always find that to be pretty interesting. I also have a key code up here because I do want to keep track of how many books are coming from my physical TBR, how many from Book of the Month, because that's one of my goals this year, how many are from NetGalley, how many are off of my Kindle, and then how many are borrowed from the library or from friends. So I will use these different colors as I fill these in. And then on this side I have a monthly page count. So on this side I have the same type of thing on the left hand side, 300 pages up to 4,800 pages. And with just the initial of the month at the bottom, I am going to be keeping track each month of my page count, and then at the end of the month I can fill this in and compare how many pages I've read from month to month. Then my next page is my 2021 5-star reads. So I always end up having to look back on my Goodreads over and over, trying to figure out which books were my 5-star reads in order to come up with a favorites list at the end of the year. And so I thought this would be a much easier way for me to be able to keep track of it this year. It's my first time to do a 5-star read spread, and yeah, I just thought this would be a good way to do it. And I use the Crayola Super Tips and my Micron pen on this. As you can see, I mixed up some colors right here accidentally, so this side is a little bit messy, but I'm just going to write the title and the author on the front cover of these books as I go along with the 5-star read, as I find them each month. I'm not sure if I will write, I might write on here like what month I read it in. I'll see how that ends up going, but I can definitely show you an update of this if you would like in the future. Okay, then I have my January spreads. This obviously is my January title page, and this is a layout that I basically was inspired by Lollipop Lettering on Instagram, and I will leave a link to their account down below. They are much better at bullet journaling than I am, so you should definitely go and follow them for inspiration. They will help you out way more than I will. But I mean, I basically just looked at her cover page and tried to draw as close to hers as I could. So all the credit goes to her Instagram page for this cover for sure. Then on this side is just my month at a glance. I have a little calendar here with a couple of dates in here to remember, and on this side I am keeping track of reminders. So far I have buddy read and the buzzword for the month. I do have some other buddy reads that I need to fill in right here. I'm not 100% sure of all the dates yet, so that's why that's not all filled in. And then on this side I have some TBR possibilities. These that I have on here so far are definite ones that I want to get to. Well, I'm not 100% sure about the Dream Thieves, but that's a possibility for the Buzzword-a-thon. So yeah, I plan on, if I find any other possibilities, to fill that in as I go. And then this page is going to be my January reading log. I don't like the word log, so that's why I didn't write January reading log. If you have a better term to call this, let me know, because I don't like using the word log. Log. Anyway, so I just wrote January reading, went along with the light bulb theme again at the top. I am going to keep track of the title and author for each book, then the stars, the pages, the page count, genre, the age range that it's intended for, the format, if it's a physical, an ebook, or an audiobook, the source, meaning is it from my physical shelves, is it from the library, is it from Kindle Unlimited, and then if I'm reading it as part of an event like a Buzzword-a-thon or a buddy read or some other type of readathon. Then the last page of my January spreads, I'm not doing that many pages each month. I don't feel like I have a ton to keep track of at this point. So I'm just gonna see how these 3 pages work out for me in January and then adjust if I need to in February, but we'll see. This one is my stats page, and again, I went with the light bulb theme, and this is going to be where I keep track of my TBR. So at the beginning of the month, I will write in the number of physical books that I own, then how many I hauled, unhauled, read, and then I will have a calculation of my new TBR count. This is space for if I haul any physical books in the month. The same thing for my NetGalley, keeping track of my TBR if I actually get any new books from NetGalley in January. Same for Kindle, the same type of setup for my Kindle. Then over here, I'm going to keep track of the age ranges that I'm reading, if they are adult, middle grade, or YA. I will probably, I don't know if I'm going to do tally marks or just write in the number at the end of the month. I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Then the total books read, the total pages read. These are basically so I can add them into my yearly tracker at the front of my bullet journal. Then I'm going to keep track of the genres that I read each month. I have classics, nonfiction, fantasy, romance. I think I'm going to include women's fiction in that. Don't hate me if that makes you upset. Then mystery is going to include anything from mystery, thrillers, and horror, probably science fiction and historical fiction. Then over here, I'm going to keep track of my 5-star ratings for the month. And I think I might end up trying to do a tabulation of what my average rating is. I didn't leave a spot for that, but I would like to know what my average star rating is for the month. So obviously I have all the stars, and then I also have a place for DNFs right here. Then my last thing that I'm going to keep track of is the sources. Like I said, where I get it from: physical, Kindle, NetGalley. If it's a book of the month club book, I do want to keep track of that because I'm trying to read at least 2 a month. if I got it from the library or if I borrowed it from Kindle Unlimited. So that is the last spread for January. Then this will be February. That's the only things I have in here so far. So let me know if you would like to see these videos once a month. I could certainly come back at the end of January and show you my January pages filled in, what that looks like, and then show you my February spread and continue to do that. It's just, you know, I enjoy doing a bullet journal and I'm going to try to keep up with it this month. I just don't know if it's something that people are interested in seeing a flip through of every month. So just definitely let me know. I know bullet journaling and planning is not for everyone, and so it may not be something that you're interested in, and that's completely okay. Just let me know. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you are all doing well, and I will see you next time.